So folks, we did a pre-match yesterday. We even did a half-timer. The full-time result, well, I've been mega busy with work today, so it's late in the day, but part of me couldn't face this one. I mean, 4-3 against Copenhagen. I half knew our writing was on the wall at half-time when he got sent off and they got it back to 2-2, but you just hoped they might get something out of it. Now 3-2, you think, wait a minute, we've got a chance. But then mistakes again by old Wan-Bissaka. Some have given him a 7 out of 10 today. I just don't get it. One great cross, not much else. No composure, no positional sense, can't head the ball, loads of problems, but some like him. Bad enough for Varane, just mistake after mistake, and you can't do them in Europe, you really can't. But overall, I think we played reasonably well. We weren't too bad at all. Maybe they did lay off us, maybe they did, but maybe we made them look bad because we were good. We were all right. And over the moon, that Rasmus got a couple of goals for all the running tap-ins. I wish he shot. Or the one running at the goalkeeper. I wish one of them had gone in. Game would have been a different game altogether. An hat-trick would have made him feel $1 million. But just disappointing, really disappointing. It really, really was. I mean, many today are calling again for Ten Hag's head, and I'm again in the camp. I want to give him 6 games, but the more I think about it, I think that I probably don't want to get rid. You just can't constantly change managers. A big part of me thinks he is the man for the job. I thought of it all last year. The only 2 things I've got against him in the back of my mind is the fact that we now hear that he will not shout at players and won't let his staff. I just don't get that. I really don't. He's a disciplinarian, but you can't shout. I think sometimes you need to shout at half-time. I really, really do. And secondly, some of his signings. I mean, Anthony bothers me massively. Mount, that does as well, but how much did Ten Hag want him? Was it the powers that be and he said okay? I mean, if he said okay, he shouldn't have done, because that's not looking great. So there's 2 straight away that are poor. Martial is still not been able to move on, but it probably isn't his fault. We've heard for years that the Glazers love him and they've not wanted anyone to get rid. I think Jose tried once and was told no, he stays, which just shows how crazy we are all the way from the top to the bottom. But just disappointing last night. Can we beat Galatasaray away? It's going to be an hard game, but can we beat them? Yeah, we can. We can, but I fear we just might need a point against Bayern, and you can't see it. You really can't see it. That said, on any given day, we can give anyone a game, especially if our front players are on it and they're getting released and they're running at pace. Thought Bruno yesterday till half-time was fantastic. Thought he was absolutely great. Ran everything down, tackled like a demon and spraying balls everywhere. His vision was fantastic. Nearly everything came off. But second half, it was just a different game. The sending off was poor. We'll go into that on a later video because I've revisited my thoughts on that. At half-time, I was adamant he should have gone. I'm not saying I'm changing that now, but I've got further thoughts. We'll do that in a bit on another video. It'll only last a minute, that one. But yeah, just disappointing last night. But Ten Hag, no, they've got to stay with him. But I want to know, is he going to be allowed to get rid of some of the players he signed if they're not doing it? Now, I don't think he's going to be allowed to do that or want to do that. How can you sign a 50, 60 or 80 million pound player and a year, 18 months, 2 years later get rid of him for probably half the fee? Because that's all we're going to get for these players. It's been that way for the last 4 to 5 years. We sign players, big money players on big contracts. Nobody wants them. Absolutely nobody wants them. How is it going to be? Because there's some players there that need gone, I think. They really are. And some of these young lads need bringing in. We've got some young lads waiting that could probably do a job. I mean, they'll run through brick walls and you need that because a lot of our players aren't running at the moment. These young lads will. They want that shirt. But no, just disappointing. Really disappointing, Even if we'd have drawn it yesterday, it'd have been a whole different game. We could have gone to Galatasaray and won. That might well have saw us through. Now we've got to win there and possibly get a point against Bayern. I think I've read the table right. Or was that when we was drawn in last night? I read that. Do you know? I can't remember. I can't. I think if we win and get a point at Bayern, I think we're probably going to go through. I think, no matter what happens in the game. I might be wrong. Viewers, you could tell me. I've not looked at the table before doing these. It's late, and I'm just really, really not happy with what happened last night. But as I say, at half-time, it was what I was fearing. Then again, you get that penalty, go 3-2 up, you think, come on. We were looking the best team not long before that, but it wasn't to be.